Hi everyone, Carl Brundage here. Today we're going to take a look at how we can get a step swapper inside of Einstein Analytics. Now you may be familiar with using a static step and bindings in order to change the columns that display in a chart. One of the things that's been asked for before is the ability to change a widget to a completely different step. Well, you can get a little bit close by using bindings and a SACL statement, but if you wanted to have a compact form step, you're out of luck. What we can do is use some of the new functionality in Winner 18 to make it look like a step is completely changed based off of a selection that's made. I have a simple dashboard, in this case showing the won opportunities, the revenue, and the win rate. And we want to look at win rate in different ways, based off of the dollars that we won or the numbers that you won. And you can see as I click between these, my data changes. Well, let's take a look at how we did it. What I did is I made use of a new functionality in Winner 18 called Pages. Now just note, this is a beta functionality, so it may change before its general release. But what it lets you do is it lets you add additional pages to your layout that you can swap things between. So in this case, I added a blank example, example 3, and you can see it starts out empty. So what we can do is we can move widgets between pages. I'm going to take my different widgets, so I'll add the title to example 3. I will add this little text to example 3. I'll come back and these are actually in a container, so if I select the whole container, I can move everything with once, which is a nice little savings. I'll add 1, I'll add 2, I'll add 3, and last but not least, I'll add this empty one too, so it looks like our example stays the same. Now, I actually don't want this to point to the same step. So I'm going to delete it from my dashboard. And I'm going to take these other steps that I have and I'll duplicate them. And this is just giving me the placeholders with the same formatting and display values. These are linked to steps that I don't need. I'll remove the steps. Since it created a clone, we can actually delete these as well too. And you see I have a few from my previous examples that I didn't delete. Just to make it look different, let's maybe take our one amount and then we will take it down here as a chart as well too. So you can see I have my example 3. It's pretty similar to examples for the dollar and for the count. I need to work with this static selector a little bit more. So in this case, because we're looking at number 3, let's duplicate. We'll make this number 3. We'll make it look like this one hasn't been selected. We can just do that by playing with the text style and the background color. And then we need to put a border on it as well too. Now to get to this, we're going to change it and make sure that we stay on example 3. We switch over to our first page, and now you'll notice these colors changed because they were still linked. So when I changed it here, I ended up changing it there. So in this case, you can delete it. Doesn't make a change on example 1. We'll take and duplicate this guy, change it to the dollars, and make sure it points to the right page. Go back, we'll fix our display layout. In this case, I want the selected one to be in black text and have a white highlight around it. No border. And one last quick duplication. We'll make this point to number 3. All right, so there we have it. If you notice, we can now switch between dollars and number 3. That has the win rate. If I switch here, I didn't build out that other selector option with the link. So pretty quick, pretty easy. Steps are you use pages to create the pages that you want to switch for. Make sure you have different widgets on that page so it looks differently. And then use the link buttons to get from page to page. Before we wrap up, we should take a moment to look at some limitations with this approach. It's really not an approach that's scalable if multiple steps need to be switched. It's fairly easy if you have one step with a lot of different options, but if you have 2 widgets, for example, each with 3 options that you need to switch, you need to create 9 pages. And those number of combinations really grow exponentially by the number of steps and options that they have. So really it's best served if you have one step that you want to switch between multiple things. Well, that's it for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment on the video or hit me on Twitter. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you, and happy analytics.